And that's it for 69 News at 5.
The Berks edition starts right now.
Your life, your world, your news. This is 69 News Berks edition, live at 5:30.
I think we need to make a change, and one vote counts.
Whatever your reason, you aren't alone in taking your opinion to the polling place today and casting your ballot.
I believe we can win, and we're sure going to try hard to win. It's just not a victory today.
Another race making progress today. The buyout of Boscov's department stores is headed back to its original owner. Good evening once again. I'm Wendy Davis.
And I'm Rob Vaughn. Boscov is back in the hands of the man you just heard from, Al Boscov, and his business partner, Edwin Lakin. But tonight, Al Boscov says the announcement of the sale by the store today may be premature.
WFMZ's Karin Mallett has been following this story, and she's joining us now live from the Berks studio with more on that. Karin.
Wendy and Rob, Al Boscov tells us that the sale isn't a done deal. As much as he would like to be at the helm of Boscov's once again, he says the financing isn't yet secure.
It's premature to say that we have all the financing ready to lay down today to make the deal final.
Boscov's department store says it signed an asset purchase agreement with a family group led by Al Boscov and Edwin Lakin. It's not a formal sale, but it is a step in that direction. Boscov's filed for bankruptcy in August. Last month, 2 bids for Boscov's came in.
One from us and one from Versa. Neither of us qualified. Neither of us had the money because there's just about no banking out there.
Hedge fund Versa Capital Management, based in Philadelphia, offered $11 million and would assume the store's debt. Boscov wouldn't give us a dollar amount, but says his offer is negotiable.
It's not the amount you pay, it's the amount of money you need to run it.
When the bids were turned down by the court, Boscov says the decision went to the creditors committee and the family group was chosen. In a press release, Chairman and CEO Ken Lakin says, quote, "I believe that this agreement maximized the value of our business and the return to our creditors. It also provides certainty about the future direction of our company."
The tragedy is that with only one bidder, if we fail, the stores would go into liquidation. So there's a good and there's a bad to the whole story.
Boscov says it is in the best interest of the stores to have the deal in place by Thanksgiving. The store does about 30% of its business in the 5 weeks between the holidays. Wendy?
All right, thanks so much, Karin. Well, Boscov's history in Berks County dates back almost 100 years. It starts back in 1911 when Solomon Boscov arrived in Reading. He sold merchandise door to door before opening his first store at 9th and Pike Streets in the city. From there, his son Albert would continue the business, eventually making it the largest family-owned department store chain in the country, with stores in 6 states.
And our other top story at 5:30 is, of course, the election. Just over 2 hours and counting until the polls close and the vote counting begins.
The day started with long lines at many polling places, but those subsided for a while this afternoon.
WFMZ's Melissa Batulis is live in Bern Township. And Melissa, how's it looking out there now?
Well, guys, things have started to pick back up out here tonight. I think it's fair to say we're starting to see some of the after-work voters come out and cast their ballot. County election officials say things have been pretty smooth around the county throughout today, and they are expecting that to continue throughout tonight.
Relaxing.
Empty.
It was slow.
Midday voters in Bern Township didn't have to wait in line to cast their ballots.
Well, this morning, I'll tell you what, there was a long line this morning at 7 o'clock, so I came back.
The slower pace of the afternoon allowed Rachel Herbert to give her son Grant an early civics lesson.
I always bring my son along to vote because I think it's important that they learn how to vote. They learn, how to put their opinion in, their voice out there. Otherwise, we don't get what we want.
Around the county, election officials tell us the turnout has been heavy with few problems to report. Technicians were called to the precinct at 10th and Green in Reading for a faulty machine there. It was eventually fixed, and voters had the option to use paper ballots in the meantime. For some, the lack of Election Day drama was a little bit of a letdown.
Yes, I did expect them to be long. I was kind of disappointed, though.
Others just wanted to get in, get out, and get this election over with.
It's too long. Everything's all carried out. And I'm glad the phone calls will be over.
Now, Berks County election officials say if this morning is any indication, they are expecting some long lines in some spots in the county tonight as we get into those evening hours. In some spots, they say you could wait up to an hour, so plan accordingly. But remember, if you are in line by 8 o'clock when the polls close, you will still be allowed to vote. Live in Bern Township tonight, I'm Melissa Batulis, 69 News, Berks Edition.
Melissa, thank you. Voters were pleasantly surprised with reasonably short lines in Hamburg this morning. But the voters who did turn out had some strong opinions about their candidates.
I want somebody in the White House who knows what's going on and who can do for the people what should be done.
Anybody can speak about uniting, but actually I want to see some uniting instead of what we've had, which was the great divider for the last 8 years. And that's done nothing except make enemies of best friends for years.
If you haven't gotten out to vote yet, you still have time. You need to be in line by 8 o'clock tonight. Anybody in line after that will not get to vote. If you need to find your precinct, just go to WFMZ.com and click on the Decision 08 tab.
Republican vice presidential nominee Sarah Palin has been cleared of ethics violations in the Troopergate probe. It cleared her of allegations that she violated ethical policies in the firing of her public safety commissioner. The report was prepared by an independent counsel for the Alaska Personnel Board. A separate legislative investigation recently found that Palin abused her office by allowing her husband and staffers to pressure the public safety commissioner to fire a state trooper who went through a nasty divorce with her sister. Palin says the firing had nothing to do with the trooper.
Now a check on the evening commute in Berks County. Rick Edwards is in the traffic center with that.
Thanks, Rob. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a good ride through the Berks County area. Bypasses are running heavy in and around Reading, but no crashes to report. We had an earlier crash. This is a pretty tough one there in Olney Township on 73 around Friedensburg Road. That is all clear now. We do have an accident still working in Muhlenberg Township, and we do have cars partially blocking the roadway there at Lysis Bridge Road and Stouts Ferry Bridge Road in Muhlenberg Township, north of Reading. It's a good go on 422 to the west of town. We're still heavy coming in from Montgomery and Chester counties on 422 and 724. Not a bad ride on 176 down to the east-west turnpike. Interstate 78, heavy spots, but accident-free through the northern townships east to west. That's the traffic situation. Please drive safely. Remember to buckle that seatbelt. Rick Edwards in the 69 News Traffic Center.
Thanks, Rick. And there's still more ahead on the Berks Edition.
Fire burns through a Reading row house, leaving a family homeless. Tonight we'll have the story.
Voters in Montgomery County are packing the polls, but they're working this place like a drive-through. I'm Joel D. Smith. We'll tell you how next on the Berks Edition.
Well, we got a bit of rain and drizzle in some spots, so take the umbrella if you're heading out to do a little bit of evening voting. We'll tell you about your 6-day forecast, taking you through the next couple of days towards your weekend, all coming up.